What's up, guys? We're back with another video. If you are new here, my name is Sammy and we're the Mermaid Gang. This is where you can come and suspend your disbelief. I am your favorite manifestation coach and your favorite YouTuber. So, if you would like for me to help you dissolve whatever's between you and your manifestation, go ahead and sign up for coaching with me right here somewhere. Also, if you would like to join my channel for members only challenges, you can hit the join button or there's a link in my description box. So yeah, we have two tiers now. One is just for challenges and then the bigger one is for challenges, and I do Q&A videos once or twice a month. So yeah, also if you have Apple products and it shows you that it is $60 a month, it is not. I do not charge you $60 a freaking month. That is absolutely insane. Try to join through like Safari or a PC or some other way, because Apple has put a tax on top of my membership fee, or on top of lots of membership fees, and I think they even did that on top of YouTube Premium. So yeah, Apple has just added some extra money on top for them to take from you guys. So if you can avoid signing up through that, my prices should be $44.99 for the big one and $24.99 for the smaller one, for the base package. So that should be it. If it's more than that, try a different way to join if you can. Okay? All right. Let's get into the video. Since the last video was like kind of ranty about why I stand by robotic affirming, I thought that this video could be explaining exactly how to do it and like how I do it. I know I've made videos about how I manifest, but I want this one to specifically tell you how to robotic affirm and get results with it. And when I say robotic affirm, I mean you are not going to be worried about feeling, images, none of that. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Now, surprisingly, I get a lot of comments asking, can you affirm in your head and not out loud? I thought that in all the videos that I said change your thoughts, that it implied to you guys, or I thought it was kind of clear that I meant thinking in your head. I didn't think that I ever insinuated or implied that you should be affirming out loud. You can affirm out loud if you want to. But anytime I'm talking about affirming, I'm talking about changing your thoughts in your mind. I don't know where that got confused or like what has confused people, but I have seen comments asking if it's okay for you to affirm in your mind because you can't affirm out loud. I'm always referring to you affirming in your mind. I thought that was clear when I constantly say change your thoughts. I could be wrong. Something could have gotten misconstrued. I don't know. Anyway, so just so we're clear, I'm talking about changing your thoughts. You can affirm in your head. I actually highly recommend you affirm in your head, unless you just want to affirm out loud as well. Okay, how to robotic affirm. Here's what you do. For robotic affirming, the first thing you're going to do is obviously know what you want. What do you want to manifest? Now, think to yourself, if I had this thing, how would I tell someone that I have this? So like if you had $5,000 in the bank, let's say $10,000. Let's say you have $10,000 in the bank, or I'm sorry, you want $10,000 in the bank. Sorry, my hood on this hoodie, this is the Anine, I don't know how to say this shit, Bing hoodie. It's super cute, but the hood is so heavy, it keeps pulling it back. So if you see me doing this 150 times, it's because my hoodie is pulling the jacket to my throat and I feel like it's suffocating me. Okay. I think I do that a lot in videos. So if you always see me doing this, that's why. It's because whatever hoodie I'm wearing keeps pulling it to my neck and I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So I keep adjusting it. Okay, so if you want to manifest $10,000, how would you tell your closest person that you have $10,000? And it could be something like a lottery win where you jump up and down and tell them, but for robotic affirming, that's not what we're going to do. I want you to just think, what words would you use? Okay? So you are talking to your friend and you're telling them, yeah, I have $10,000 in the bank. We're going to keep it simple and like nonchalant, because robotic affirming requires no feeling, no image. You're not going to stress it. If it comes on its own, fine. If it doesn't, who cares? It doesn't matter. The point is, you are, the importance is the words, okay? So, if you're always someone who thinks that you don't have any money, that is what your experience is, because you think that all the time. You know, people who complain that they're broke, and so they're always broke. That is because they're constantly saying that, and their subconscious just takes it and makes that their reality. So you're going to say something like, yeah, I always have so much money. Or, yeah, I have $10,000 in the bank. So if you figure out that that's how you say it, however you would word it, however you would tell your friend, I would say it very nonchalant, because that's just my personality. I would say something like, yeah, I have $10,000 in the bank. I have $10,000 in the bank. So that would be my affirmation, because that would be how I would tell my friend. You can pick up to 2. So if you would say something like, I always have a lot of money. I have $10,000 in the bank right now. So maybe that's your 2 affirmations, okay? 1 to 2 affirmations for robotic affirming is really all that I recommend. If you can keep it at 1, I think that's best, because I think that's short and straight to the point. I think a lot of this also comes from when I learned about Psyche, which is where you figure out your like energy field of your body, and you pick one affirmation and you tell yourself that affirmation over and over again for like a certain amount of time, and then you release. If you go on YouTube and look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It goes into the subconscious, and it's easier if it's just one saying, one phrase, one affirmation. And that stuck with me from a couple years ago, and I've been doing it with one affirmation ever since, and it really works for me. So I just choose one affirmation. I don't do the whole Psych-K process. I'm saying I stick with one affirmation, and that seems to work fastest for me. But if you want to pick 1 to 2 affirmations for your robotic affirming, that's fine. Decide how you would say it to your friend, pick your affirmation, and then what you're going to do is, anytime that you feel like affirming, just repeat it over and over and over again. I have $10,000 in the bank. 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 That's literally all it is. That's literally all it is. I did this with, if you remember years back, I told you guys about manifesting $1,000 a day. That's how I did it. I just kept saying that. No matter what I saw, no matter what bill collector was calling, no matter what bill was due that we didn't have the money for, I kept saying it anyway. And I kid you not, it worked. And never stopped working, because I said it so much that I started to expect it, and so it never stopped. And that's what happens. You say it so much. Everything we know, everything we believe because of repetition. We believe because we either thought it a lot, or heard it a lot, or saw it a lot. And usually the saw it a lot is also paired with the hearing it a lot. So like maybe over the TV, or maybe you heard your parents say something over and over again, or maybe even your spouse. You hear your spouse say, like how when couples get together and they start to mimic each other and believe the same things, it's because you hear the same thing over and over and over again. That's how every belief, even a baby. I remember somebody making this smart ass comment saying that repetition is stupid because you don't have to tell a baby their name. You don't have to repeat a baby's name or a baby doesn't have to repeat their name to learn it. Yeah, no, that's because the mother repeats the name to the baby until the baby learns it. I can tell you're not a parent. My son learned his name from me saying it to him over and over again when he was a baby. That's how he learned his name. Repetition. Everything is repetition. Everything. Why do you think this world uses subliminal repetition to convince us of things? To convince us we need things. It's done every day, on every platform, on TV, on billboards. It's everywhere. They condition us with repetition. Everything is via repetition. If you go in your Google search bar and you ask how to rewire the subconscious mind, how to create a new belief, it's going to tell you with repetition. So that is why I love robotic affirming so much, because it doesn't matter how you're feeling in this moment. I have had other people, and I myself have been frustrated, pissed off, but sticking to my affirmations, and my words manifested and not how I was feeling. So no matter how distressed I was physically and emotionally, I kept saying something else, and so that is what manifested instead. I changed my entire life that way. I'm sure if you're an OG subscriber, you remember me talking about gritting my teeth, being so frustrated with life, so frustrated with circumstances, but still saying that everything was just perfect. Over and over and over again, no matter what frustrating thing was happening, I kept saying it. And my life literally fully turned around. So nobody can ever convince me that robotic affirming doesn't work. I am literally living proof that it does. You are going to choose your affirmations, and the best way to choose your affirmations is ask yourself how you would tell your favorite person in the world this thing about yourself. Or if you were sharing information about yourself, how would you say it? It can be that you and your SP are together, or how obsessed with you they are, or how much money you have, or how you got into the school, or how you got the job, or how you passed your exams with flying colors, how easy it was for you, how amazing your life is, how happy you are, how healthy you are, how your hair grows so freaking fast, how you are just so tall and perfect, how just whatever it is, however you would tell this person, however you would brag about yourself, however you would say these things. Choose your affirmation that way, whatever wording you would use, and stick to it and affirm it. Anytime you feel like affirming, anytime you're doing a habitual task, you can do it while you're going to sleep, you can do it while you're showering, you can do it while you're walking. I've said this so many fucking times. Whenever you feel like affirming, when you're not doing anything else and you feel like you want to affirm, just say that thing over and over again. When you are being faced with a 3D circumstance that is not what you want, ignore it. It's okay if you're emotionally reacting. It's okay if it upset you. It's okay. But what you're not going to do is think it, because as soon as you think it, your emotional reaction is just your current 3D reaction. It's the current state reaction, okay? But as soon as you think it, you confirm it to the subconscious. So instead of that, you're going to deny it mentally. You're going to pretend. This is pretend. Robotic affirming is pretending. You are going to ignore it mentally, and you're going to say something else here, because we're not going to confirm it to the subconscious. You are going to say your affirmation instead. And you're going to repeat that affirmation over and over and over and over and over again, as long as you can. I mean, don't hurt yourself. But you're going to say that affirmation over and over and over and over and over again. And if you will keep doing that instead of reacting, you will no longer have anything to react to. It is that simple. It's as simple as choosing your affirmation and mindlessly repeating it. Because the reason I call it robotic or mindless is because you're not having to worry about, are you feeling correctly? Are you feeling it real? Is your emotion in the moment going to affect it? No, it's the thoughts that matter, and no one can convince me that it's not. I have proved time and time again that it is the thoughts that matter. The thing that you are thinking, the thing that you are focused on is what matters. Your feeling is a manifestation of your thoughts. The thought comes first. You don't even get up to get something to drink without first thinking about being thirsty. Okay? The thought manifests the feeling. So don't worry about the feeling. The feelings will change when you change the thoughts. Okay? All I want you to do is choose your affirmation, stick to it. Don't change your affirmations over and over again. Your mind is currently familiar with the opposite, or it's currently familiar with a different experience. It's not familiar with the experience you're trying to create, or else you would be experiencing it already. So Your repetition, all it's doing is making your mind familiar with that experience. You are conditioning your mind with that experience. And while at first it might be the most unbelievable thing you've ever fucking thought, but the more you say it, the less impossible it's going to start feeling. Less impossible it's going to seem. And actually, it's going to start seeming like it might even be an easy thing to experience. Like, you will start being able to fathom experiencing that. Not only that, when you're consistent with your repetition, your reality starts changing pretty quickly, as long as you are not reacting and thinking negatively about it, and you're not changing up your affirmations and being inconsistent. I am teaching you from experience. Those are the only things that really hinder or slow it down, is if you're thinking against it, like you're going back and forth in your thoughts, and you're constantly reacting, or you're changing your affirmation and you're not being consistent with the affirmation that you've chosen. That's the only two things that I've ever seen hinder or stop or keep something from manifesting. But as soon as you get back on track and you start repeating again, things will start shifting back in your favor. And that's another thing I want to mention really quickly, is that people worry about reacting if they cancel their progress. I'd prefer you not react, but if you do, remember, when you react, you're thinking from the state that you don't want to be in. So that's the state that you're entering in that moment. But as soon as you start thinking your affirmations again, you step right back into that other state. You didn't lose progress. That's not a thing. You didn't start over. That's not a thing. You are just jumping from state to state. So whatever you're thinking from or thinking of is the state you're thinking from. That's the experience you're thinking from. So just switch back and start saying your affirmations again and move on like it didn't happen, okay? That's all you gotta do. Be consistent and repeat your affirmations. Just focus on the thoughts. If you can get the thoughts under control, everything else will fall into place. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what they tell you. I don't give a fuck about feel it real. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm telling you, if you will change your thoughts first, everything else will fall into place. I am living proof of it. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we out.